This place is awfully quiet for a siege palace.
Such a huge place is spooky without all those people here.
They're probably waiting to ambush us.
With so few Renans here, I guess this is what it's like when the Danans are expelled and the ruling minority are all that's left. My money's on them using Zeugles to even the odds.
I don't even see any Danan guardsmen.
The fact that they're not at their stations tells me they really have been driven out. We all swore an oath of loyalty to Lord Dohalim. My fellow guards wouldn't abandon their post lightly.
Speaking of which, where the heck is he?
How could this be happening?
And yet,
We have to stop Sir Kelzelik.
Don't you think it's about time you dropped the sir?
He always treated us Danans with such warmth and kindness. Did he have such bad intentions all along? I just can't bring myself to believe it.
Forget about intentions. We should assume he's the one who's behind all these incidents. It's not surprising to me that there are Renans in Menancia who resent Dohalim, but I didn't expect one would be so close to him.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I guess all of us here in Menancia are still some way off from being a truly united realm, aren't we?
are you going to be okay, Kisara?
I don't know, but I definitely don't want things to end like this. Please, lend me your strength.
Of course. Anyone who tries to oppress others is our enemy, and we'll gladly stand against them. Besides, I want to believe that this realm really can do better too.
Hey Law, you can bust that wall open, can't you?
Well, let's give it a try.
Kisara, do you have any idea just what Kelzelik might be planning at the palace?
It's hard to say. I've never seen him use any powerful arts, and I don't think he's particularly skilled with any weapons either. However, I have noticed him accompanied by something strange from time to time.
What kind of strange?
I don't know. I couldn't see anything with him, but I could sense something was there. Probably some sort of Zeugl.
An invisible Zeugl?
We'd better be careful in any case. I'd rather we not find out after it jumps us and tries to rip our throats out.
Right.
Right.
between blade and stick.
Engage it! Rising water! Mirage! Demon Fang! Damn it, baby! Take this!
Laser spear! Here's evil!
Here for it! Listen!
Confiscated! Do it!
Onward and upward.
Out of our way!
Rising Storm! Rising Weapon! Rising Phoenix!
I'll be shaking!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Fire down! Demon Fang! Listen!
You know, the more I think about it, this palace is way too big for its own good.
Tell me about it. Plus, where the hell were these soldiers and Zeugles all this time?
Normally, the Zeugles are kept in specialized training facilities and only get let out in cases of...
Let's dispose of the trash.
I see what save you! My Demon Fang! Rising Water!
Touch that gun out of your hand!
Rising my lord! We're not finished! Rising Weapon! Mirage! Rising Weapon! Demon Fang! Rising Weapon!
Goodwill! Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Engage! Mirage!
I'm on it!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
With this, I can become even stronger.
What's this thing?
Backing down!
Confiscated!
You'll have no mercy!
Now you see what I can do!
Field!
Rising Weapon!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
I need to be stronger. Well then, let's keep moving. Dispose of the trash.
I see one, eh?
Eat this! Oh, it's you!
You're on!
You can stand up to these kids!
Rising Forward! We got flyers!
I've got this! Let him let me handle it!
All yours!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest!
Smash you!
My shield!
Beyond! Astral energy! Full throttle!
An astral arc?
That's my cue!
Shut him down.
Thunderblade!
There's always room for improvement.
forgive you!
Raging cascade!
Lord!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Demon Flame! Take down their defenses! I see one, eh?
Magna Ray! Flush!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest! Rising Warfare!
Here and now!
More for
Demon
the
Flame!
side! I'm only getting here first! More with that!
Take it! It's over! Demon Flame!
Ready to go!
Rising Wyvern! This one's all mine! Eat
Out
this!
of ammo! Washington!
Demon Flame!
won't save you!
We got the energy! Do it! Raging cascade! In here!
Glacial Spear!
Piercing
Rising Wyvern!
More with that!
You're on! Out of the way!
Sweet
Demon
dreams!
Flame!
First strike! Not in your dreams!
I'll end you!
Magna Ray!
Demon Flame! can feel my power growing!
Let's dispose of the trash.
Now you learn! Go to hell!
Here comes dance in the wind! Here, I really don't give up. Thank you.
This one's all mine! I can carve through anything!
Now,
Explosive
get toasty!
burn strike!
Glacial spear.
Astral
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Raging cascade. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Take it.
Demon Fang!
Again.
Rising Wyvern!
Raging cascade.
Dragon Portal Blade!
Dance in the wind.
Demon Fang!
Do it.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Seems about right to me.
I think this is a key to the noble room of the castle.
A noble what?
The room at the northern end of this floor. Maybe the release mechanism is in there.
Right, here goes! Engaging! Not today!
Glacial
Rising Wyvern! Unarmed!
You think that shield will save you?
For my lord!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Here's a healing arc.
Its armor is too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest! Demon Fang!
Lightning condemned.
Demon Fang! Demon Fang!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky! Here, let me
Now you'll learn!
Lightning
I
condemned!
can carve through armor!
Thunderblade!
Rising Wyvern!
Away!
Go to hell! Rising Wyvern! You're on!
Swallow it!
Damn it, baby! Ignore! Damn it! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Rising Wyvern!
Lightning orb! Steering
Demon
into the
Fang!
wind! Now, it's over! Astral energy! Full throttle!
All right. There are enemy forces here, too?
They must be predicting our movements and deploying accordingly.
So they figured we were coming all along, is that it?
Is that some kind of note the rebels left?
Hey, it mentions the release mechanism we're looking for. But
This isn't enough to go on.
Split it open!
Be my guest!
Shion!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Annihilation!
Rising light!
Supernova!
Demon Fang!
Do it!
Shion!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Looks like we won.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Rising light!
Mega ray!
I can carve through armor!
My shield! Demon Fang!
I won't show you any mercy.
You got the spirit! We're not finished! Demon Fang!
Sleep now!
Mirage!
Astral Bart?
That's like you!
Shut him down.
This
Raging
one's all
cascade!
mine!
Hurricane!
Ignite! Demon Fang!
Air thrust!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion. So what is Mahag-Sar exactly?
One of the 5 realms of Dana. From the sound of it, Kelzelik had some dealings with them.
Look! Another note from the rebels.
If we combine it with the note we found before, then there should be a key inside a cabinet in the office.
Great. Let's see if we can find it. Even if Danans and Renans aren't on completely equal footing here, both sides still cared about each other. And now we have to fight some of those same Renans inside the palace.
Don't forget, we're here fighting to keep what makes this realm so special alive. Don't lose hope, Kisara.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Now you'll learn!
Raging cascade! You pay for what you did!
For my lord!
I can carve through water! Report! Here!
Rising Viper!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Rising Viper!
It's almost too strong! Be my guest!
Demon Tang! Rising Viper!
Healing art! I'll be saving the day!
Demon Tang! First round!
Demon
Rising Viper! Mirage!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion. Did that finally get rid of the wall?
To think they would hide it in Lord Dohalim's personal quarters. The nerve of these people.
They won't get away with it for much longer.
That's right. We have to hurry to the Lord's chamber. Let's go.
Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true. You really are the one behind all this, Kelzalik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place, slave.
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzelik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool! I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave wouldn't know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring the whims of an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Danon for a day.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out...
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state! A realm where Danons are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
Enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel, my brother. He dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death! You killed my brother. And now you'll die for it! My brother's dead because of you!
Why should I concern myself with the passing of one pathetic slave?
Have you... No shame!
Careful!
Not today! Rising Wiper!
Hit him where it hurts most!
Laser spear! Here's
Rising Wiper! You're on!
Now I'm ready! Dance in the wind! Sleep now. I'll be saving this one. Searing flame! Reload! Dynamic different! Searing flame! Reload!
Rising Wiper!
It vanished again?
Listen carefully and keep your eyes peeled.
Lightning possessed!
It's
Laser
on!
ray! Thunder blade!
You're on!
Wind action!
Burn in hell! Rising Wiper! You're on! Rising Wiper!
Mega ray!
Eagle Thigh! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Rising
In here!
Wiper!
More projectile! Light
Demon Fang!
Mega
Talon
ray!
Hurricane!
Gemini Aqua!
Quiver Dragon! Rising Wiper!
Let me help!
You're on! Talon Hurricane! Eagle Thigh! Talon Storm! Rising Wiper! You're on!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! In here!
Swallow Dance!
That marksman handles it! Where are you going?
Rip and tear! Now you see what I can do!
Here's a healing arc!
I owe you one.
That's enough!
Rising Wiper! Not today!
Raging annihilation!
You're on! Demon Fang! Here I
Here's
come!
a healing arc!
Crunch!
Eat this! First aid!
Dragon!
Photon raging cascade! Here I go!
Rising
Sleep now! Here, let me help!
Wiper!
Pile!
You're on!
Here's a
Demon
healing arc!
Fang! Swallow
Here's
Dance!
aid!
You're on! Try harder! Rising Wiper! You're on! Rising Wiper! You're on! Talon Storm!
What the doctor ordered! Here's a
Demon
healing arc!
Fang! Talon Hurricane! Rising Wiper! Demon Fang! Long! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Dragon Shout!
Searing tempest! And
Demon Fang!
Flare tornado!
Rising Wiper!
Lightning raging cascade!
I can carve through
Demon
armor!
Fang!
In here, I never miss!
Demon Fang! Burn!
I'll be saving this one!
Demon Fang!
Swallow dance!
Searing flame!
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
This isn't ideal. Mega ray!
Rising Wiper!
It's weakened!
You're on! This ends now!
Here, let me
You're
help.
on!
I'll crush you! Tenebrous Claw!
Here's a healing art. First
I'm on it! Watch Rising Wyvern! Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear. Here's evil. Here's a healing art. First aid.
Rising Wyvern! Demon Fang! Come not
If
done!
it's in the sky, it's mine.
Demon Fang! Rising Wyvern! You're on! We did it!
Let me help. First aid.
Rising Wyvern!
Photon Glacial Spear. Here's the evil.
Now you see what I can
You're
do!
out!
Lightning condemned.
Eat dirt! You may be strong,
Here's a healing
but
art.
I'll never back down!
First aid.
You're on!
Lightning condemned. Flame of
Demon
fury.
Fang.
Burning. Not on my watch.
We caught him on the run!
Don't get caught.
Demon Fang! Right. Still anyone's fight. Demon Fang!
Here's a healing art. Lightning. Thunder blade.
Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
Here's a healing art.
You're on! An astral art?
That's my cue.
Rising Phoenix! Shut him down!
Back into the fray.
Demon Fang!
Annihilation.
Hut, hut.
Lightning orb. Ready. More with that power.
That move!
Here comes the big one!
I can't feel anything.
Stay away from my friend!
Bring me back from death's abyss.
Eagle Fly!
Resuscitation. Here, let me help. Got some fight left in me. First aid. I'll bring you back from death. Where are you going?
Not done yet!
Here's a healing art. Wait now. First aid. Hands in the wind.
Save you!
Rising Wyvern! You're on! Demon Fang!
Lightning orb. Storm. Dance in the wind. Air you all right?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Harder!
Here's a healing art.
Rising Wyvern!
Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
You filthy slaves are despicable!
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzelik.
Attaining lordship! Ridiculous! Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzelik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
They can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance. Indeed. Something like this must have come from another realm. Mahak-Sar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now? At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough. And you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act, as the Lord of Elder Menancia. Go. To Mahak-Sar, Ganeth Haros, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Are you alright with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renan. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream?
What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Danans who overpowered Kelzelik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Danan guardsmen, Renan supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Danans. You're choosing to fight Lenegis and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us?
Pardon?
You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Danans. You're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Danan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete. Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated. For her.
We've reached our destination.
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzelik, do you?
No. Nagal entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
You all arrived here from Cislodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Danins and Renins have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danin lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Eldaman and Sia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renin lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I wonder if something happened.
What? I think there's someone in trouble here.
Well, let's see what...
You okay? Oh, here we go.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Eldermenancia Guard. So, in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzalek even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Danins and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
this one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Get lost! Annihilation! Hear me! Flame of fury! Shining supernova! Not in your dreams!
Rising Wyvern!
If they rush you gotta jump for cover, okay? Get on in there with the others.
Denied!
Nicely done, Xion.
You're flat.
Yeah.
Well, looky here.
Gotta break through! Swallow Blade! Try this!
Talon Flame!
Infernal Turret!
Reload!
Rising Wyvern!
Hear me! Raging Fury!
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because log on.
Rising Wyvern!
Here, let me help. Gale Force!
Take this!
Looks like we got them all.
What's this thing?
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
No
I'm
backing
ready.
down.
Swallow Blade!
They're
Try
surrounding us.
this! Infernal Turret!
I never miss. Lightning on raging enemy. Flame of fury. In here.
Glacial
Try
Spear.
harder!
Here's
Demon
the
You require a hand.
Rising Wyvern!
We're cleaning house.
Let me take the rest.
Well, someone's feeling lively. Shining
Rising
supernova.
Wyvern!
Dance to the wind.
Here. Everyone hanging in there? A fish!
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Huff. I've got something. wasn't much of a challenge.
Nice! You caught it!
Reel it in. Dagnabbit! It got away. And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Why are you looking at me like that? I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this. Deus Roar! Here goes. Here. Go ahead.
Smash you!
Do it. One last one.
Now I can let
Dance in
loose.
the wind. Air thrust.
Mirage!
Photon
Talon Hurricane! Demon Fang! Glimmer Dragon!
Lightning condemned.
Come on!
Come and get it.
If it's in the sky, it's mine.
Dance in the wind. I never miss.
First strike! You're done! Rising Flavor! Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
How's that for a kick? I'm getting better, right?
Quite. I'll be relying on your fancy footwork.
Does fancy footwork mean running away like a chicken?
No!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
right. There's nowhere to run from my art.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
In a bind?
It's like trying to keep up with a
Rising
wall.
Wyvern! You're on!
Prepare to be sealed. Can't get out of this.
Demon Fang! Rising Wyvern!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and pummeling to me! Blow away! In a bind? Here I go!
Rising Wyvern!
Take this!
Alright, it's showtime! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Can't get out of this.
Laser piercing!
Demon Fang!
Sweep now! Freeze laser! Get on in there with
Rising Wyvern!
Light astral energy! Banana!
Try harder!
Lightning!
Rising!
Now or never.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Rising Wyvern! You're on!
Searing flame!
Time to let it rip! River Dragon! Demon Fang!
You are in tip-top shape!
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's
Can't get
content.
out of this.
Now
Demon Fang!
Lock! Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make...
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still,
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the red.
and yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight
Not really, just that it must.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Doh?
charmed, maybe a... I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking. The You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past.
I'll take your word for it.
But of course, that treasure...
Those bombs of yours are amazing!
Who needs a gun when you can send them flying?
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret
I'm only
this.
getting started. Here's the lightning and death. Thunderblade! It's a duel of the arts.
Be still!
Here, let me help.
Got fire!
I've got this. I'm expert. Coming through. Who cares?
All yours! You'll pay for that!
I'm like bait to them.
Sword Lane Alpha! First strike!
That's what I get for shooting too high.
Prepare to be sealed, though. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Demon Fang!
Here's a
Not
healing
today!
heart. More for the
Where are you going? I can carve through. I'm just
Dance
getting
in the
started.
wind.
Can't get out of this!
In here. Far enough.
Eagle Fly!
Demon Fang!
It must take guts to fight without a weapon.
I'm not brave. I just do what I have to.
Not
If you're
today!
ever in a pinch, just say the word.
So those are damning after us.
Something you want to say? Not so long as you keep them pointed toward the enemy.
Here's a healing art.
Now I can let loose!
Leave the enemy's arts to me.
No control here. Freaking does it. I'm sorry to be a boss.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
There's always room for improvement.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You picked the wrong fight! Demon Fang!
I can carve through armor.
Now I can let loose!
Flying free. If they just sit still.
Seal, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Demon Fang! Become one, come all!
Searing flame.
In a bind.
I'm all stopped up.
Demon Fang!
Annihilation. Thunderblade.
Rising Wyvern! You're on!
Here, let me help. Hope this works.
Demon Fang! Okay, this one's all mine! You're on! Demon Fang!
Now, Kizara, go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
Raging cascade.
You're on!
It was nice while it lasted.
Rising Wyvern!
Dance in the wind.
Rising Phoenix!
Air, you're a healing art. First light.
I can feel my power growing!
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this. I'm surrounded!
Steel force. Lightning and death.
Try this!
Thunderblade.
Infernal Torrent!
We're in the home stretch, guys.
What she said? Eyes on the prize.
That focus goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get to
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Do it.
Fang!
This one's got your name on it.
Action to action!
Here's a healing art.
Rising Wyvern! You're on!
Gemini Aqua.
Rising Wyvern!
Flame of Fury.
Rising Phoenix! Demon Fang!
Do it.
Rising Wyvern!
Get toasty.
Bird strike!
Right. Next one.
Already on it.
Tempest Swirl.
Rising water!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!